We are an original practices Shakespeare company, which means that we explore the way in which Shakespeare was performed in Shakespeare's day. Now, you may not think that there was Zoom in Shakespeare's day, but you learn something new every day, which means...
No director. Shakespeare's company, The King's Men, didn't have a director, and neither did we. We've continued that practice by staging this whole thing together.
No designers. All of our props and costumes were built, bought, borrowed by ourselves, or found in the depths of our very own closets.
Little to no rehearsal time. Shakespeare's players would meet the morning of the show. We did a little more than that, but not much. And we only had one rehearsal for this Zoom format.
Shakespeare's plays took place on an almost entirely bare stage. So when we were getting ready to do this in person live, we had almost no set. Just one cart and one box, and that's it, and we have even fewer things now.
But the most important part about Elizabethan theater was, of course, the audience. The Globe Theater held about 3,000 people, and they treated going to the theater like a sporting event, a rock concert, and a social outing all in one evening.
So that means we need a crowd of Elizabethan proportions. So without unmuting your mics, let's give your best rounding cheer in 3. 1, 2, 3!
Hey! And if you see something you like in the performance, well, you can put it in the chat. And if you see something you don't like, put it in the chat anyway.
And last but not least, if an actor asks you a question, we encourage you to put your answer in the chat. And even if they don't ask you a question directly, we still encourage you to interact with us and put your answers in the chat.
So, without much ado,
Thank you.
About nothing, the Tempest.
Hi, my hearts! Cheerily, cheerily, my hearts! Yar, yar! Look at the topsail! And to the master's whistle! Blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough!
Good bosun, have care!
I pray you, keep below! You mar our labor! Keep your cabins! Oh, you do assist! Or...
Be good! Be patient!
When the sea is... Hence, what care these roarers for the name of king? To cabin, and trouble us not!
Good, yet remember whom thou hast aboard!
None that I love more than myself. You are a counselor! If you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of the present, we will not hand a rope more. Is your authority? If you cannot, give thanks you have lived so long, and make yourselves ready in your cabin! Out of our way!
I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. If he not be born to be hanged, our case is miserable.
Down with the topmast! Yard, lower! Lower!
A pox on your throat, you bawling, blasphemous, uncharitable dog!
Work you then!
Hang her! Hang you whoreson, insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art! Oh!
Stronger than a nutshell and as leaky as an upstanched wench.
It is all lost! To prayers! To prayers! All is lost!
We are merely cheated of our lives by drunkards! Oh, this white-chapped rascal! Would thou might lie drowning the washing of 10-time!
Though every drop of water swear against me, make it widest platter.
Ooh, let's all sink with the king!
Let's take leave of him!
Never could I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Long heath, brown furs, anything. The will's above be done, but I would fain die a dry death.
If by your art, my dearest father, you have set the wild waters in this roar allay them, the sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer, a brave vessel who had, no doubt, some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been a god of any power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed, and the frauding souls within.
Be collected, I have done nothing but in care of thee. Of thee, my dear one. Of thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
Ha! Well, 'tis time. I should inform thee, father. Here, lend me thy hand, and pluck my magic garment from me. Now lie there, mine art. And wipe thou thine eyes, Have comfort. This direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have, by such provision of mine art, so ordered that there is no soul betid to any creature on the vessel which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sink. Now, sit down, for thou must now know farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, "Stay, not yet."
Yes, well, the hour's now come. Now obey, be attentive. Dost thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I think thou do not think thou canst, for thou wast not yet out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
Ah, by what? By any other building or person? Oh, of anything the image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thine mind? What seest thou else in the dark abysm and backward of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayest.
But that I do not.
Well, 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Sir, are not you my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said, thou wast my daughter. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir.
What foul play had we that we came from thence, or blessed wast we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly hope hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen which I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you farther.
Well, my brother and thy uncle called Antonio. Now, I pray thee, mark me. He whom next thyself I loved of all the world, and to him put the manage of my state, being so reputed in dignity, and for the liberal arts without a parallel, those being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Now, thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?
Oh, good sir, most heedfully.
Being once perfected, how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance, and who to trash for overtopping, set all hearts in the state to the tune that pleased his ear. Thou attendest not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
Well, I pray thee, mark me. Now, I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the betterment of my mind, in my false brother awakened an evil nature. To credit his own lie, he thought indeed he was the Duke. And out of the substitution, executing all public executions of the office, and with all its prerogatives, hence his ambition growing. Now, the King of Naples, being to me an enemy inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was to extirpate me and mine from the dukedom and confer fair Milan with all honors upon my brother, whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight for the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness the ministers fated to the purpose did hurry thence thee and me and thy crying self.
Alack, for pity. I not remembering how I cried out then will cry it o'er again. It is a hint that rings mine eyes to it. Wherefore did not that hour they destroy us?
Oh dear. They durst not, so dear the love my people bore me. But in few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues out to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat. Not rig nor mast, not sail nor tackle. Oh, the very rats had instinctively quit it. There they heaved us to the winds, whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Trouble? Oh, a cherubim thou wast to me, that didst preserve me. Oh, thou didst smile, infuse it with a fortitude from heaven.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water, that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of his charity did give us, with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries, yes, which since have steadied much, and so of his gentleness, knowing that I did love my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see this man.
Now, I arise. Now sit still and listen to the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here hath I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, that have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heaven thank you for it. And now for still 'tis beating in my mind your reason for raising this sea storm.
Well, know thus far forth. By accident, most strange, bountiful fortune, now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. And by my prescience I find that my zenith doth depend on a most auspicious star. But here, cease more questions, for thou art inclined to sleep. My Ariel, come!
All hail, great master! Grave sir, hail! I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to swim, to fly, to dive into the fire, and to ride on the curled clouds. To thy strong bidding task Ariel and all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship, now in the beak, now in the deck, the waist, in every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometime I'd divide and burn in many places, and then meet and join.
Ah, my brave spirit! But who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason,
Not a one but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel, then all afire with me. The king's heir, Ferdinand, with hair up staring, then like reeds and not hair, was the first one that leaped and cried,
Hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
Huh? Well, that's my spirit. But was this not nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished, and on their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops, I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's heir have I landed by herself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs in an odd angle of the isle, and sitting her arms in this sad knot. Safely in harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook she's hid. Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now? Moody? What is thou canst demand?
My liberty.
What, before the time be out? No more.
I prithee, remember that I have done thee worthy service. I told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did find thee?
No.
Ah, thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot that foul witch, Sycorax? Thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Oh, thou hast. This damned witch, Sycorax, this blue-eyed hag, was hither brought with child, and here was left by sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportest thyself, was then her servant, and for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, to refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee, into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died, and, she left thee there. Then was this island, save for the son she littered here, a freckled whelp hagborn, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing. Yes, I say so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. But thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee in, Thy groans did make wolves howl, and penetrate the breasts of ever-angry bears. It was by mine art, when I came and heard thee, that made gape the pine, and let thee out.
And I thank thee, master.
Well, if thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak, peg thee into his knotty entrails, and let you howl for 12 more winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days, I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. Say, what shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Now go hence with diligence, Awake, dear heart, awake! Thou hast slept well, but awake!
The strangeness of your story put a heaviness in me.
Yes, well, shake it off, Now come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
No, but as 'tis, we cannot miss him. You see, he does make our fire. He fetches in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave! Caliban! Thou, earth, thou! Speak!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say. There's other business here for thee. O thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do, as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both! I must eat my dinner. This island's mine. I sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me, would bring me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. Cursed be I that did so, for I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. Here you sty me in this hard rock, because you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Thou most lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness. Look, I have used thee with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, until thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would it been done? Thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
Therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for teaching me your language.
Hag seed, hence! Fetch us in fuel, and be quick. Shruggest thou, malice? If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, and make thee roar that beasts shall tremble at thy din.
No! Breathing! I must obey. His art is of such power.
So, slave, hence!
Come unto these yellow sands and take hand. Curtsied when you have and kissed the wild waves whist. Footed feebly here and there, and sweet sprites the burthen bear. Hark, hark! Watchdogs bark. Hark, hark! I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer cry. Cock-a-diddle-doo.
Where should this music be? In the air? Or the earth? It sings no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king my father's wrecked. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me rather, but is gone. No, it begins again.
Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into a thing that's rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Hark! Now I hear them! Ding dong bell!
The ditty does remember my drowned father.
Now the fringed curtains of thine eyes advance, and say what thou seest yond.
What is't? A spirit? It carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
Oh no, wench. It eats and sleeps and has such senses as we have. Such! This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck, and she hath lost her fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call her a thing divine, for nothing natural have I ever seen so noble.
Most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, and that you would some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder, if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech were I but where 'tis spoken.
Oh, how? The best? What wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee,
A single thing as I am now that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does I weep. Myself am Naples, who with mine eye never since at ebb beheld the king my father racked.
Alack for mercy.
I faith, and all his lords, the Duke of Milan, and his brave heir being twain.
Oh, at first sight they have changed eyes. Oh, sweet Ariel, I will set thee free just for this. Oh, a good word, child.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third soul that ere I saw, the first that ere I sighed for. Pity move my father to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Now soft, miss. One word more, They are both in either's powers. But I must uneasy this swift business make, lest too light the winning make the prize light. Now, one word more. I charge thee, that thou attend me, for thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I am a woman.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple.
Well, speak you not for her. She's a traitor. Now come. I'll manacle your neck and feet together. Yes, seawater shalt thou drink, and thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, the withered roots and husks wherein the acorn cradled. Now follow.
No, I shall resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Dear father, make not too rash a trial of her, for she's gentle and not fearful.
Oh, what, I say? My foot, my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor, for I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father!
Thou thinkest there is no such more shapes as she, having seen but her, and Caliban? Oh, you foolish wench. To the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to her are angels.
My ambitions, then, are most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier woman.
Ah, well, come on, obey.
Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid, all corners else of the earth let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
Oh, it works. Come on. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Come on, follow me. Hark, what thou shalt do me else.
To the syllable.
Yes, well, come, follow me.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all, of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common, but for the miracle, our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
When every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer.
$1?
Dolor comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
And you have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, good sir.
Bye! What a spendthrift is he of his tongue.
I prithee spare.
Oh, I have done. But yet,
he will be talking.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that there's none or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
He misses not much.
No, he doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of your pockets could speak, would it not say that you lie?
I, or so very falsely, pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Afrique, at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
What impossible matter will he make easy next?
Oh, I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it his son for a napple.
And sowing the kernels of the sea, bring forth more islands.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis at the marriage of your daughter.
You,
Queen.
you cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I have never married my Clarabelle, therefore, for coming thence, my eldest daughter is lost. And she, the younger, so far from Italy removed, I never again shall see her.
Sir, Ferdinand may live. I saw her beat the surges under her and ride upon their backs. She trod the water, whose enmity she flung aside, and breasted the surge most swoln that met her. I
No.
doubt she came alive to land.
No, she's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss.
Prithee, peace.
We have lost your heir, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business-making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own!
Ha! So is the dearest of the lost.
Ha! Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
Oh, prithee no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me?
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who, in this kind of merry fooling, am nothing to you. So you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
Will you laugh me to sleep? For I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us.
So soon asleep? Oh, I would mine eyes could stuff up my thoughts as... Now I think they are due.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
Oh, it is the quality of the isle.
Why doth it then not our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, oh, worthy Sebastian, what might, no more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face. My strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in it. Prithee, say on.
Although this lord of weak remembrance, this professes to persuade his heirs alive, 'tis as impossible that she's undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that she's undrowned.
Will you grant with me, then, that Ferdinand is drowned?
She's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
Ha ha! She that is queen of Tunis? She that dwells 10 leagues beyond a man's life. A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Now, say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me.
Aye, but for your conscience.
Aye, sir. Where lies that? Here lies your brother. No better than the ground he lies upon, if he were that which now he's like, that's dead. Whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goddess Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword, one stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Oh, draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like for it to fall on Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word.
My master through his art foresees the danger that you, his friends, are in, and sends me forth, or else his project dies, to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake! Awake!
Then let us both be sudden.
Awake! Oh, why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls? Or rather, lions! Oh, did not wake you. It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, sure, it was the roar to fright a whole din of monsters to make an earthquake. Ooh, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon my honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. That's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Oh, yes, lead off this ground. Oh, we must search for my poor daughter.
Prospero, my lord, shall know this was my care. So, king, go safely on to seek thy heir.
All the infections, sun soaks up from bogs, fens, threats, on Prospero fall, and make him by inch meal a diseased. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. Lo, Now lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. I'll fall flat. Perchance, you will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing! I hear it sing in the wind. Yon! Same black cloud! Ah! Yon! It's a huge one! It looks like a foul bomb bird that would shed his liquor. Now, if it should thunder, as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. What have we here? A man? Or a fish? Ah. A fish! Oh, he smells like a fish, you know, a very ancient and fish-like smell. A kind of knot of the newest Poor John. You know, it's a strange fish, legged like a man, and his fins like arms. Warm? Oh, my troth, this is no fish, but an islander, that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Oh! Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to hide and creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. This is a scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral, but oh, here's my comfort. Oh, somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Here's a scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me.
What's the matter? Have we devils here?
The spirit torments me.
Wow, this is some monster of the Isle with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 legs! Where the devil should he learn our language?
Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
He shall taste my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, we'll go near enough to remove his fit.
Wait, I should know that voice. It should be no, but he is drowned. No, and these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs and 2 voices? Who? A most delicate monster. His forward voice is now to speak well of his friend, and his backward voice is now to utter foul speeches and detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come! Oh, hey, man! I will pour some in my other mouth.
Wait, Stephano!
Ah! Other mouth, call me! Oh, mercy! Mercy! This is a devil, and no monster.
No, it's Stephano! Okay, if thou be Stephano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend, Trinculo!
If thou be Trinculo, come forth. Yeah, I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Trinculo indeed! What? Trinculo?
No. I took him to be killed with a thunderbolt. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under this dead mooncalf's gabardine for that fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stephano?
Brave God and fair celestial liquor.
How didst thou escape? And how camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither.
I'll swear by that bottle to be thy true subject.
Here, swear then how thou escapest.
Swum ashore, man, like a duck. Quack, 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 quack. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn. Woo! 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 Oh, Stephano. Hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. Hey, how now, mooncalf?
I will show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. Oh, I prithee, be my god.
Oh, by this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep over here, the monster will rob his bottle.
A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks. Follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee nuts. Wilt thou go with me?
I pray thee, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all our company else being drowned, we shall inherit here! Woo! Bear my bottle.
Farewell, master, farewell.
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
Nor dams I'll make for fish, nor fetch in fiery act requiring, nor scrape trencher, nor wash dish, and Caliban, a new master. Get a new man. Freedom. Heyday. Freedom. Heyday. Freedom.
Oh, brave monster! Lead the way.
What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with
There
a
be some
drunken
sports are
sailor?
painful, and their labor delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. But this, my mean task, would be as heavy on me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father is crabbed, and he's composed of harshness. I must pile up some thousands of these logs upon a sore injunction. My mistress weeps when she sees me work and says never such baseness had like executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors most busy lest when I do it.
Alas, now pray you work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs which you were enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father is hard at study. Pray now rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature. I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours it is against.
No, noble
You look
mistress.
warily.
No, noble mistress. 'Tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What's your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I have broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, worth what's dearest in the world. For several virtues have I liked several women, and never any with so full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh, you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my glass mine own. How features are abroad I am skillless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service, and there resides to make me servant to it. And for your sake am I this patient log person.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven. Oh, earth, bear witness to this sound and crown what I profess if I speak truth. If hollowly, invert what best is boded me to mischief. I beyond all measure what else in the world do love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at that which I am glad of.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness, which dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. Hence bashful cunning. I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My wife, then?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage heir of freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine, with my heart in't. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
Ooh. So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised withal. No, I'll to my book, for yet, ere supper time, he must perform much business appertaining.
No, not me! When the butt is out, we will drink water, not a drop more. Therefore, bear up and burn on! Drink, servant monster, to me. Yeah.
Servant monster? The folly of this island. Hey, folly. They say there's but 5 upon this isle. Now, we are 3 of them. If the other 2 be brains like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster, when I did thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Well, but where would they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
My noble lord, wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I kneel and repeat it? I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer that by his cunning hath cheated me in this island.
Thou liest.
Oh, thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my valiant master would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Trinculo?
If you trouble him any more in his tale, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
But why? Y'all, what did I? I did nothing!
Mum, then, and no more.
Proceed, Caliban.
Why, as I say, by sorcery he got this isle. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Aye, Aye, my lord, I'll render him thee asleep, where thou canst knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
Trinculo.
Run into no further danger.
Interrupt the monster. One word further. And by this hand, I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of thee.
Why? Stephano, what did I did nothing again! Okay, I'll go farther off.
Did Gonzalo say he lied?
Thou liest.
So, take now that! Oh, you like that?
Give me the lie another time.
Stephano, I did not give the lie! Out of your wits, huh? And bearing too? Ugh. You know, a pox on your bottle. This can sack and drinking do, huh? Ugh. A murrain on your monster. You know, and the devil take your fingers.
No, forward with your tail.
Why, as I say,
No, stand further off.
why, as I say, 'tis custom with him the afternoon to sleep. There mayst thou brain him, having first seized his books, or with a log batter his skull, or paunch him with a stake, or cut his wizard with thy knife. Remember first to possess his books, for without them he is but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I. Burn but his books. Oh, and that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. I never saw a woman but Sycorax, my dam, and she as far surpasseth Sycorax's great.
Isn't it so brave a lass?
Aye, my lord, she'll become your bed, I warrant.
Monster, I will kill this man. Wait, his daughter, and I will be king and queen. Save my graces, and Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure.
Oh, come on, Trinculo. Let us sing. Got him! It's got him! It's got him! It's got him!
No, that's not the tune.
Flat 'em and scat 'em, flat 'em and scat 'em, flat 'em and scat 'em, flat 'em.
What is this saying?
This is the tune of our catch, but it's played by the picture of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. Thou beest the devil. Take it as thou list.
Oh, defend me, please.
Oh, mercy upon us.
Be not afeard. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears, and sometimes voices that, if I had then waked after long sleep, will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me, that, having waked again, I cry to dream again.
This shall prove a brave kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
Oh, hey, the sound is going away. Let's follow it and after do our work, huh?
Lead, monster, will follow. I could see this laborer. He lays it on.
Scat 'em, baby, yeah.
I can go no further, sir. My old bones ache.
Oh, Lord, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirit. Oh, sit down and rest. Ah, even here will I put off my hope. She is drowned, whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let her go.
I am right glad he is so out of hope. Sebastian, do not for one repulse forego the purpose that you resolve to effect.
The next advantage will we take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight, for now are they oppressed with travel, and will not nor cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight.
What harmony is this? Oh, my good friends, hark!
Marvelous, sweet music.
Oh, give us kind keepers, heavens! Oh, what are these?
A living dromedary! I will not believe that there are unicorns!
In Naples, I should report this now.
They vanish? They vanish strangely?
No matter, since they have left their viands behind for weak stomachs. Oh, will it please you taste of what is here? Huh?
Oh, I will stand to and feed, although my last. No matter, since I feel the best is past. Oh, brother, my lord the Duke, stand to and do as we.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny, which hath to instrument this lower world in what is in't, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch up you. And on this island, where man doth not inhabit, you mongst men being most unfit to live. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with bemocked at stabs kill the still closing waters. But if you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strengths and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that's my business to you, that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited him and his innocent child, for which foul deed the powers, delaying but not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all creatures against your peace. Thee of thy child, Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you and your ways.
It is monstrous. Monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. Oh, the winds did sing it to me, and the thunder. Oh, that deep and doleful organ pipe announced the name Prosper. Oh, it did base my trespass. Oh, therefore my child, in the ooze lies buried, and I will seek her deeper than air plummets sound, and with her there lie buried.
But 1 feet at a time, I'll fight their legions o'er.
I'll be thy second.
Ha!
Now, if I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here 1/3 of mine own life, or that for which I live. Once again, I tender to thy hand. Now, all thy vexations were but my trials of thy love. And, Ferdinand, please, do not smile at me that I boast her of, For thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it against an oracle, as I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life, with such love as 'tis now, the murkiest den, our most opportune place, the strong suggestion, our worser genius shall never melt mine honor into lust.
Fairly spoke. Now sit then, and talk with her, for she is thine own. What, Ariel? My industrious servant, Ariel.
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows, your last service did worthily perform, and I must use you for another such trick. So, go bring the rabble, o'er whom I give thee power, down to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently.
I, with a twink.
Before you can say come and go, and breathe twice, and cry so, each one tripping on his toe will be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Oh, dearly. My delicate Ariel. Now, look thou, be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are but straw before the fire of the blood.
I warrant you, sir, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well, now come, my Ariel, come, bring a corollary, and you, no tongue, all eyes, but be silent.
Na, hey Jude. Na, everybody, na, hey Jude. The lovers are finally getting together now. Na, hey, na, hey Jude. Da.
This is a most majestic vision and harmoniously charming. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Well, spirits which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Oh, let me live here ever. So rare a wondered father and a wife makes this place paradise.
Oh, sweet now, silence.
Hey Jude. That's right, chat. Na, Judy, na, hey Jude, yeah. Na, everybody likes a love story. Na, hey Jude, na,
I had forgot! That foul conspiracy! That foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Now, well done, well done, Jake, but avoid, and please no more.
Fine. I guess I'll go. It's kind of awkward.
Go away! Oh, Ferdinand! You do look, my child, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. No, but be cheerful, child. Be cheerful, children. Our revels now are ended. These are actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, now melted into air, into thin air. And, like this baseless fabric of our vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve, and, like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with sleep. Oh, sir, children, I am vexed, but be not disturbed. Bear with me my weakness, for my brain is troubled. But bear with me my infirmity, and if you be pleased, to my cell retire a while and repose. A turn or two I'll walk, and still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Now come with the thought. I thank thee, Ariel. Come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Look, spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban. Now, thy shape invisible, keepest thou still. The trumpery in my house, bring it hither, for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
Oh, a devil. A natural-born devil, upon whose nature nurture can never stick, upon whom my pains, humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. Come, hang them on the line,
What would you do with some drunken sailors? Probably trick them into thinking you got
His cell.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss. At which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take a displeasure against you, look you.
Yeah, thou wert but a lost monster.
Yeah.
The prize I'll bring thee to will hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly.
Why but to lose our bottles in the pool?
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that, monster, but in infinite loss.
Prithee, my king, be quiet! Thou hear? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise?
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh! King Stephano! Oh, peer! Oh, worthy Stephano! Look, what a wardrobe! A wardrobe! Here is for thee!
Well, it is but trash!
Oh, monster! We know it belongs to a frippery!
Yeah.
Oh, King Stephano!
Put off that gown, Trinculo. By this hand, I'll have that gown.
My Why do you dote thus on such luggage? Let's alone and do the murder first. If he awake from toe to crown, he'll fill our skins with pinches. Make us strange stuff.
Be quiet, monster. Help to bear this away where my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Go to. Carry this.
Yeah, and monster, carry this.
I end this.
No! Charge my goblins that they grind their joints with dry convulsions, shorten up their sinews with aged cramps, and more pinch-spotted make 'em than pod or catamountain.
Hark, they roar!
Let 'em be hunted soundly. At this hour, lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labors here end, and thou shalt have the air and freedom. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my servants obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. Oh, how's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time you said, my lord, our work should cease.
Well, I did say so when I first raised the Tempest. But say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers,
Confined together, in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them. All prisoners, sir. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them. Him that you termed the good old Lord Gonzalo, his tears run down his beard like winter's drops on eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works on him that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
Well, and mine shall. Now look, though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason, gatest my fury, do I take part. Yes. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. Well, go, release them. My charms I'll break. Their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye, elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun. Yes, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. The strong-based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs have plucked up the pine and cedar. Yes, by graves at my command have awaked their sleepers, oped, and set him forth. My, so potent art. But this rough magic, I here abjure. And when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to to work my charms, yes, upon their senses that this airy charm is for. I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. There stand, for thou art spell-stopped. Oh, holy Gonzalo, honorable man, my true preserver, and a loyal sir to him you followest. I will pay thy graces home in both word and deed. Most cruelly hast thou, Alonso, treated me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for it. Sebastian, hi! Flesh and blood. Oh, you, brother mine, that entertained ambition, would he have killed your king? Well, I do forgive thee, unnatural as thou art. Not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me, Ariel. Look, fetch me my hat and rapier in my cell. I will discase me and present myself as I was in Milan. Quickly, spirit! Thou shalt ere long be free.
Prospero is gonna change into king you looking dude. And when he comes back, he's gonna look like a king and not some weird wizard guy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Look at that.
Why, that's my dainty Ariel. You know, I will miss thee, but thou shalt have thy freedom. So. But to the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep, and under the hatches, the master and the boatswain. Being awake, enforce them to this place,
I drink the air before me and return, or else your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero.
Oh!
Yes. Oh, for more assurance that a living prince does speak to thee, will I embrace thy body. And, to thee and thy company, I bid a hearty welcome.
Well, thou beest he or no, or some enchanted trifle sent to abuse me, as late I have been, I not know. My pulse beat as flesh and blood. Oh, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. Oh, this must crave thy dukedom. I here resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, my noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be confined nor measured.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
Ah! You do yet taste some subtleties of our isle, which will not let you believe things certain. Oh, welcome, my friends all. But you two, my brace of lords, yes, this one and this one. If I were so minded, I could pluck his highness's frown upon you, and justify you traitors. But at this time, I will tell no tales. You, most wicked sir, for whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault, hell, all of them. But I require my dukedom of thee, which, perforce I know, thou must deliver.
If thou beest Prospero, well, give us particulars of thy preservation. How thou hast met us here. Oh, where I have lost. Oh, how sharp the pang of remembrance is. My daughter Ferdinand.
Well, I am woe for it, sir.
Oh, irreparable is the loss, and patience says it's beyond her cure.
You know, I rather think you have not sought her help, of whose soft grace, for the like loss, I have her sovereign aid, and do rest myself content.
You? The like loss?
I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, I wish they were living both in Naples. Oh, the king and queen there. That they were. I wish myself were mudded in that oozy bed where my child lies. When did you lose your daughter?
No, in this last tempest. Look, I perceive thou hast been justled from your senses. Now know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very duke that was thrust forth of Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked was landed to be lord on it. But no more yet of this, This sells my court. Here have I few attendants, and subjects none abroad. But pray you, look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dear Slav, I would not for the world.
Oh, now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here! How beauteous mankind is! Oh, brave new world that has such people in it!
What is this maid? Is she the goddess that severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence, she's mine. I did choose her when I could not ask my father his advice, nor thought I had one. She is the daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I have heard renown, but never saw before, of whom I've received a second life, and a second father. This lady makes him to me.
I am hers. Oh, but how oddly it will sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
Now there, sir, stop. Let us not burthen our remembrance with a heaviness that's past.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you God, and on this couple drop a blessed crown. For it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say, Amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan, that his issue should become kings of Naples?
Oh, give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, look, sir. Here is more of us. Hast thou no mouth by land? What is the news?
Oh, the best news is that we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship is tight and yard, bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea. Sir, all this service have I done since I went.
Oh, my tricksy spirit!
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. But say, how came you hither?
Oh, if I did think, sir, I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we know not, all clapped under hatches. Where, but even now, with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling of chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible, we were awaked straight away at liberty, and were brought moping hither. Wast well done?
Oh, bravely my diligence. But come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his compatriots free. Untie their spell. There are yet, missing of your company a few odd lads that you remember not.
Drunken sailors, what would you do with
What things are these, my Lord Antonio? Will money buy 'em?
Very like. One of them is plain fish and no doubt marketable.
Well, mark but the badges on these men, my lords, and then say if they be true. Now, this one misshapen knave, his mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal in her command without her power. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, did plot with them to take my life. Now, two of these fellows you must know and own.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stephano, my drunken butler?
Oh, he is drunk now. Where had he wine?
Oh, and Trinculo, Trinculo's reeling ripe. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded them? Well, camest thou in such a pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last, my king, that I fear me will never out my bones.
Why? How now, Stephano?
Touch me not! I am not Stephano, but a cramp.
Ah, you would be king of the islands, Sirrah.
I should have been a sore one then.
And this a Caliban? This is as strange a thing as e'er I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manner as in his shape. Now go, Sirrah, to my cell. Bring with you your companions, and, as you look to my pardon, trim it handsomely.
That I will. Be wise hereafter and seek for grace. The thrice double ass I was, to take this drunkard for a god, and to worship this dull fool.
Go to, away! And sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest this one night, and in the morn I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I have hoped to see the nuptial of these, our dear beloved, solemnized, and thence retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
Oh, I long to hear the story of your life. I mean, which must take the ear strangely.
Yeah, look, I'll deliver all. And I promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. My Ariel, chick, that is thy charge. And then, to the elements, be free, and fare thou well. Now please you all, draw near. Now my charms are here o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint now, 'tis true. I must be here confined by you. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, lest I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you, from crimes, would pardon be, let your indulgence set me free.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Look at this beautiful cast. Na